Hello, Internet, and welcome to episode 152 of Verbal Graffiti with your host, Brian Glass, a.k.a. the B-Man, the People's Degenerate. My neighbor died yesterday because of drug overdose, or so we assume. How about that for an opening? I did try this opening a number of times to be poetic with my eulogy, more wordy, more memorable, but I kept messing it up. I'm a professional with comedy. With the funny. I always tell people that when I'm on stage, I fuck. Off stage, I'm a complete fuck up, much like my neighbor, although I don't fuck with the drugs like he did. He's been addicted for 10 plus years. His mother walked in his bedroom, unresponsive, 911, the whole deal. We assume it's drug overdose. The doctor, whoever determines the cause of death, they still have to go through that. But, we all kind of know. We all know it was drug overdose as I pick my nose. I don't know. What can I say about him? We grew up together. He's been my neighbor. We were friendly neighbors, but not necessarily friends. Like we always talked, we see each other in each other's yard. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Knew about his life. He knew about my life. But we weren't necessarily in each other's lives other than being neighbors. Like I never drank with them. He would always ask me to go Yankee games, especially when he was high on drugs or, his face was all glazed over. And he'd be like, hey, man, what's going on with Aaron Judge and whatever. And then he'd be like, we should go to a Yankee game together. And I'd say yes, but not a definitive yes, because I'm not going to go to the Bronx, New York City, with a known lover of drugs who's succumbed to the addiction. That's a dangerous place when you're sober. Never mind being with an addict of drugs. It's not just my neighbor. I have plenty of comic friends who I know dabble with cocaine or opioids or ketamine. And they'll be, hey, let's drive to this gig that we have together. And I'm like, I don't want to be in a vehicle with someone who might be on ketamine. I'm just, this whole death thing. When someone dies, it really does bring into light the fragility of life and the finality of death. And it does fuck with me now because I got to deal with this for a while until, it passes. It's never going to pass, but it passed. He passed. What can I say about him? He was fun. He had back surgery. I think it was painkillers. And then I'm not sure what kind of drugs. Like I said in my cocaine video, I don't do cocaine. Drugs are whack, so I can't really talk about drugs and the addiction to them. I do have an addiction to coffee. I yet to know if that kills anybody yet. But he didn't have any kids, so thankfully he's not leaving behind a family. He's leaving behind his mother. How's he going to pay for her housing and all that? Who knows? But hey, just wanted to give a shout out to my neighbor. I'll miss you. Next time I goon, I'll do so in your honor. And if you would all of you do that for my neighbor, next time you goon, just, give a up to my neighbor. Let him know you're thinking about him. I'd appreciate it. With that preamble out of the way, and I apologize for not being funny or being super wordy, but he died. And we all got to deal with that now. And too many people have to deal with that. Okay, this comes from the subreddit AMA. Do not know what that stands for. I am the number one skee-ball player in the world. AMA. Again, I do not know what AMA stands for. My name is Elon Fooderman, aka Skee-ball Kid. And in 2019, I won the 2019 National Skee-ball Championship with a grand prize of $10,000 and the title of Best Skee-ball Player in the World. This Thursday, I'll be making my comeback to competitive skee-ball on Barstool Sports' YouTube channel with a match versus number 2 ranked player in the world, who I beat in the finals of the 2019 championship. So we got a rivalry on our hands. So in honor of this upcoming match, I figured I'd post a story here and see if anyone wanted to learn more about me or competitive skee-ball. Since 2019, I've been on ABC's Localish News 12 New Jersey and have been the subject of a variety of news articles both locally and beyond. Links of a handful below if you want to check them out. I certainly do not. I just read the post here and try to make funny of it. All right, I got to blow my nose because I was swimming and I have chlorine. All right, apologies for that. Well, tip of my penis to you, Mr. Skee-ball champion, for being able to make $10,000 doing something you have a passion for. That is no small feat, and you should be proud of yourself for doing that. Myself, the B-man, the failure at stand-up comedy that I am definitely more than $10,000 in the red at doing stand-up comedy. If you are to tally up all the gas and time and mileage and all that, and beers and buying a burger at a dive bar, I am definitely probably negative, I don't know, $30,000+ stand-up comedy. So hey, the tip of my penis for you for being the world champ, John Cena, and making that much money doing skee-ball. Now, I don't know if I've ever disclosed this on Verbal Graffiti yet in 152 episodes, but I am about as pro skee-ball as anybody you'll ever meet. There was a time when I rented a room out in Astoria, Queens, the outer skirts of Astoria, Queens, a room probably smaller than this studio, and I seriously considered buying a skee-ball machine to put in the room that I was renting. I didn't even have an apartment. I rented a room in an apartment with a shared bathroom. And I actually looked up how much skee-ball machines cost and the square footage of them. And just, if you're wondering, skee-ball machines, and this was pre-COVID, were $2,500. And of course, the B-man, I'm not going to buy one skee-ball machine. If you buy a skee-ball machine, you need to buy minimum of 2. That way you and someone can play together or compete against each other. That's how I've always wanted a skee-ball machine my entire life. That used to be the number one thing on my Christmas list as a kid. Every year, I would ask Santa Claus for a skee-ball machine, and my parents' excuse was always, "Oh, Santa can't get the machine down the chimney. That's why Santa didn't get it for you." And as a child, though, I was unaware of how much a skee-ball machine cost, and it's actually how large they are, in adult brain. There was a time when I held a grudge against my parents for not getting me a skee-ball machine for Christmas. But as an adult, I realized, no, my parents were correct not to buy the small B-man a full-size skee-ball machine when he was only 10 or 11 years old. So you do know, Mr. Skee-ball, I am behind you 100%. I hope you win this rematch and retain your world championship title. I'm pro skee-ball, for anything. Right? I'm pro skee-ball championships. I actually wish this was not on Barstool Sports. I wish this was on ABC, NBC Saturday night. You know how ESPN will show the World Series of Poker in the summer? They should show skee-ball competitions in the summer as well. Hell, they put cornball on ESPN. Why not skee-ball? You 2 a.m, you're a little tipsy. Why not? How's that not going to get 500,000 views? And maybe that's what we should do here. Instead of being a comedic, satirical podcast, just get a skee-ball machine and show videos of myself playing skee-ball. I'm such a proponent of skee-ball, and I love saying that. That's one of the two words put together that are fun to say are skee-ball. Both fun words, but put together, knowing what it is. Who doesn't love skee-ball? If you don't love skee-ball, do you have a heart? Do you have a soul? Do you know what joy is? Are you the Grinch that stole Christmas? That might be the only person who doesn't like skee-ball. Now, I've always made this point to my friends that every bar, sports bar that is, in the United States of America and around the world should have a skee-ball machine. And two of them, like I wanted in my room that I rented in Astoria. Try telling anybody. You go into a dive bar, right? You order yourself a beer and a shot of well tequila, and off in the corner, you see a skee-ball machine. You're telling me, the B-man, that you're not going to meander over, put in a few quarters or dollars and play a round or two of skee-ball and try to bounce it off the ledge or the wall and get it into the hole? Like, come on. Everybody's going to play skee-ball. I think they should get rid of pool tables at dive bars and get rid of the darts and like that golf machine that all the bars have. Get rid of those, replace them with skee-ball. You'll make more money. It'll be more it'll be more engaging. Yeah, if there was a skee-ball machine at your local dive bar, the scene would be similar to a craps table in a casino. Everyone would gather around. It's festive. It's even if you're not playing, you're just watching. Like it's festive. Like you're wow. Like it's almost like you've never really seen anyone play skee-ball. So when you see somebody playing, it's one of those things. Well, I gotta see what's going on. Like, is this guy any good? And what is good in skee-ball? Like, I don't even know. Like, I know what is it, bowling 300 is the top score? I don't know what the top score is in skee-ball. I just know if someone's like banging it off the wall and it's getting in the small hole, like on top, like, oh, this guy's a ringer. And I got to imagine if more bars had skee-ball, it would not be a dick measuring contest like pool and darts can become, where you'll have guys come in with their own stick to play pool in. That's how little I know about pool. I call it a stick, or their own darts. It's because there are like ringers. People come who are really sharp and they're playing there to bet and win money. But with skee-ball, that's a carnival game. There are no ringers. Maybe there will be regulars at the bar that will morph themselves into ringers and into semi-professional skee-ball players. But for the most part, everybody who's playing skee-ball there is going to be a novice. You're going to become a child again. It's going to remind you of Dave and Buster's. That is, now that I mentioned Dave and Buster's, skee-ball being regulated to arcades and Dave and Buster's it's a national tragedy. It's a stain on U.S. history, maybe the biggest stain of all the stains of U.S. history. Not having skee-balls places other than an arcade, that's more of a stain on U.S. history than slavery and not giving the babes, the right to vote until the year 1920, I believe, or maybe 1919. Definitely, skee-ball should be located many more places. Every bar, every chain restaurant, it should kind of be a national pastime alongside baseball and boxing and horse racing. It should be, everybody could play. Kids, 50-year-olds, and babes, chads, uglies, attractives. We can match everybody up against each other. We don't need weight classes. I just want to play skee-ball. And I'm jealous. I'm jealous of you for being the world champion in skee-ball. This is going to offend you. This is meant to be offensive. When I'm about to say, Mr. Skee-ball, I would not brag about being the world champion in skee-ball because nobody plays skee-ball competitive. Like, you're playing a sport or an activity where there is no competition. When I was talking about bowling previously, I do know that Mookie Betts, a baseball player, great baseball player for the Los Angeles Dodgers, It's a well-known fact that he's a pretty good bowler. Like, he'll bowl 300 without practicing during the off season. You're telling me that a Major League Baseball player can bowl 300, that Mookie Betts or people like him, professional, like real professional athletes, couldn't beat you at Skee-ball with some practice? Fuck out of here. They beat the fuck out of you. So yeah, you are the world champion, but like even Joey Chestnut, the hot dog eater, the world Nathan's hot dog champion. Like, at least there are competitors to him. So when he has the golden mustard belt, like he can carry that around with pride, because we see him every 4th of July in a lineup of eaters beat them. We don't know who the fuck who your competitors are, other than this second place guy that you seem to beat every time. So until we broaden Skee-ball and the locations they're at, it's kind of a gimmick calling yourself the world champion. Now I will, because you are Mr. Skee-ball. So I am almost certain you'd kick my ass in a game of Skee-ball, and I don't even know how to score and stuff. But don't brag about that. Brag about the money you make. Brag about being really good. But world champion, it's like, who's your competition? Nobody. So, but hey, you are a luminary. Like, I look up to you in the world of Skee-ball, and I hope this post and me talking about it will encourage others to go out and play Skee-ball and maybe buy a Skee-ball machine. And if you are a business owner, maybe you remove that pool table and replace it with a Skee-ball machine. And I dream for a day when I go to my local dive bar and there's a Skee-ball machine there alongside that electronic jukebox. So good for you. A tip on my penis. And I hope you win and continue being the world champion of Skee-ball. Let's go look at some photos. Owning a pit bull as a pet in the United States of America should be prohibited. Now, is that a left-leaning position or a right-leaning position? Democrat or Republican? I don't know. All I am is here to tell you that is my position. Now, I know that is going to infuriate some of you, especially if you own a pit bull as a pet. But that's what we do here at Verbal Graffiti. We deal with extremes. We advocate being a radical. Do not be a centrist. You want to be on the far end of the spectrum, whichever one that is. The left or the right, be a Looney Tune. Do not be one of those boring people in the centrist that says, kumbaya, let's everybody get together. You own a pit bull, you gotta get rid of the pit bull. Now, to be fair, I'm not here advocating for the death of all pit bulls. I just believe that all the pit bulls in the United States, we should have a captivity place where they can live and roam. Not a zoo where they're confined, in a fence. There should be a state, I don't know, somewhere in upstate New York or Wyoming or Nebraska, somewhere where they can have a lot of land and they can roam and kind of own 100,000 acres. But as a pet in your apartment or your home, we can't have that too. They're too violent of creatures. And for somebody like the B-Man who's timid and doesn't like altercations, I can't have that in my country. That's my stance. Brian Glass 2028, 2032 for president. That's my stance. And this message is brought to you by the unsponsored party of the United States of America. It actually is something I've been thinking about the past few months. It comes up on my feed. People have stances and people bitter, they're so great. They're the most loving creature ever. And they're look at this face that the pit bull ripped off. And I kind of lean with the people and say, hey, see this face ripped off? And I say, oh, Beeman, I don't want that. I don't want this beautiful, a golden tan mug ripped apart by a pit bull or some creature. And I had not an altercation, but it could have led to an altercation earlier this week. I was doing stand-up comedy, and afterwards I was walking through the parking lot by myself, and downtown New Haven, where I'm at a lot, and I noticed as I started to cross the street, I noticed there was an owner of a pit bull, and the pit bull was off the leash. You could guess the race of the pit bull owner, and he had his shirt off, the owner that is. And I noticed as I was halfway across the street, I was committed to crossing the street. Now, if I had turned around and gone back to the side of the street that the pit bull and his owner was not on, what does that say? Does that make me a racist? Because there is a black gentleman and I'm white and a shaved head. I'm not a nationalist. I'm not a KKK member. I'm lazy. I don't like combing my hair. I'm kind of balding, so I shave my head. So if I turn back, like I look foul in that instance. So I kept walking. But then I get across the street and I'm probably 5 to 10 steps ahead of the pit bull, and I keep walking to the parking lot. I do not turn my head because I don't want to make eye contact with the pit bull because I don't really know how that works. If stranger human makes eye contact with the pit bull, does the pit bull see that as an act of aggression? I don't know. Maybe I should figure this out. Maybe I should buy some bear spray. Does bear spray work on pit bulls? Again, another question I do not have the answer for. So if you know, let me know down in the comments. But I kept walking, and there was a lot of anxiety, a lot of fears. Like, well, what do I do if this pit bull comes after me? Like, do I jump up on a car? There were some fences. Do I try to jump on a fence? Do I holler at the owner? The guy, I didn't know what I would do, and I don't know how to fight. I do believe I could fight a lion one-on-one easily. I'd beat a lion or tiger one-on-one. A pit bull, I think I would lose to. I know to some of you that does not make any logical sense, but me, in my weird mind, it makes absolute sense. I've thought a lot, and I've strategized a lot about how to defeat a tiger one-on-one in the Coliseum or a lion. I have not thought much about how to defeat a pit bull. And they're two very different animals. So I do believe the tactics would have to be different. I do know the tactics I would take against a lion. I do not know a pit bull. In this situation where I'm in a parking lot and there's a pit bull walking off the leash in New Haven, where it's a safe area, but not the safest of areas either. So I was just, and thankfully the pit bull just kept walking and his owner kept walking. Nothing happened. I'm still here. My face, still beautiful, still stunning, still gorgeous, handsome. Look at this jaw. I shaved today. Look at this jaw. But in that moment, my heart was beating. And I was already sweating because it was 90 degrees out or maybe 80 degrees out. But the pit, man, I didn't even turn around. That pit bull just could have jumped on my back, knocked me over, and I could be in a hospital right now with all, pit bulls, I'm anti-pit bull. Put them in they should have their own state. We should have a 51st state that they get captivity of, but owning a pit bull, your pit bull should be taken away. And if you resist having your pit bull taken away to live in a better place, you should be apprehended and sent somewhere. Where do we send pit bull owners that will not give up their pit bulls? They should have to. What should they have to do? Speaking of skee-ball, they should have to work at a carnival, right? Hey, that should be your job. Whatever job you have to resign and you have to go work at a traveling carnival around the country. That is your punishment for not giving up your pit bull when the B-man gets elected president and makes owning pit bulls illegal. What do you guys think? Pit bulls? Let me know down in the comments. I know morally that might not be the correct stance to make. I make this stance out of fear and out of protection of my beautiful face. Keep it moving. All right, here we go. What is it? These are shorts. These are not boxer shorts. These are actually real running shorts, in case you were wondering. And yes, I have realized recently that the bottom, every episode, the bottom, literally shows my crotch. Hey now, lucky you. All right, this comes from, I think we've done this subreddit a few times before. Dating advice. Feel horrible after hookup. Do tell. Long story short, just happened a few hours ago. Met this hot guy at a bar. We started talking, then making out. After a while, he asked if I knew a place. I did, so I took him to mine. We kissed, took off our clothes, got on the bed. He started to fucking me in missionary, spit in my face, and a few strokes later came inside of me. He literally got up without saying a word or bringing me a towel, grabbed his stuff, didn't even get fully dressed, and just left. I've taken multiple showers, but I still feel like dirt. Never again. Never again? Never again? The B-man's calling bullshit on your proclamation. Never again. You're never going to go home with a handsome Chad that you do not know the last name of and let him spit in your face. Never. Get back at the B-man. Get back at the rest of us next weekend or 2 weekends from now and tell us what happens. I'm almost certain you're going to have another one-night stand. Now, you told us a timeline, but nothing seemed out of order. So let's go through the chronological order of the one-night hookup that you had with this gentleman, and just to make sure, to reiterate, to confirm that nothing was, there was no outlier in what happened. All right. So you went out, you got all dolled up. I'm assuming you were having some cocktails. Maybe you were a bit tipsy, more so than normal. I'm not gonna interrogate your drinking habits, but you're drinking at a bar, right? And this hot, attractive guy with the square jaw and the V-taper back and muscular, you start having a conversation, all right? That checks out. Then you start sucking face around a bunch of innocent bystanders. And then you have a short conversation. Hey, where are we going? You hold hands as you stumble back to your studio apartment. Then you get into your apartment. You start kissing again. You de-pants each other. You have missionary sex. He spits in your face, hawks his dick loogie inside of your vagina, gets up, puts on his pants or his shorts, and skedaddles. Everything like that is the perfect one-night stand. Nothing but net. You're the Steph Curry on one-night stands. You just had it. Like what made? I understand why you feel dirty, but everything leading up to you feeling dirty was nothing but net. Like honey, buttercup. Like that is a one-night stand. Like what? All right, so you're upset that this gentleman, that you probably do not know the last name of or where he resides, did not go fetch you a towel after he came, put his spunk inside of your vagina. Now, what? I don't have. I have a little bit of experience, not much, right? Where I was the attractive. Where I was the attractive gentleman brought home by a not so attractive babe. And this has happened a few times throughout my life, not many, but every time this has happened, I've picked up on babes, attractive or not, in general, are very territorial about their towels. Like I know, as a mature, aged adult, barely, but I am experienced a little bit that, like, I'm not going to touch a babe's towel that I don't know. And let's ask the question. Like, when you two entered your apartment, did you even turn on the lights? Did this gentleman even know where your bathroom was to go fetch the towel? All I know, in my albeit limited experience, when I'm at a babe's apartment or her living situation, there are towels that are decorative and there are towels for use. And if you touch a decorative towel, like you're in deep shit. So as a guy, being at your apartment the first time, I'm not going to risk taking a towel that's only there for decoration to wipe, for you to wipe my genetics off of you. That's the danger zone. I need to know you more before I start grabbing towels willy-nilly. And honestly, yeah, the timeline, like he put his spunk inside of you. So why do you need a towel? Right? It's not like if he hooked his dick loogie all over your chin, then yes, I would expect this gentleman to go get you a washcloth to wipe off his genetics. But come inside you, just let it seep out, and then or go use a toilet yourself. And like, you don't really need a towel, or at least you shouldn't be upset with him for not getting you a towel. And do you really? What else were you expecting from this gentleman? This attractive, handsome gentleman. Like, did you maybe a few more pumps than a few? Okay. I fuck with you with that. Yeah. Maybe he could last an entire song. But what else? Did you want him to stay over? Because let's play that out. Let's play the hypothetical game. All right, so he stays over. You do the big spoon. You do the little spoon game. One night stand. None of you get. Neither of you get a good night's sleep. You get maybe 90 minutes max. He's snoring, and then when you two wake up, you smell the well tequila on his breath and seeping out of his skin, and then you realize, this guy's not so as attractive as I thought he was. He has a gap between his two front teeth. And then the two of you go out around the corner to get some bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches from the local diner. And as you're there, you're starting to learn more about this not so handsome gentleman that you had a one-night stand with, who came inside of you, that you do not know the last name of. You don't know... You don't even know if he has a car or not. And then he starts talking, and you find out that both his parents died when he was 23, but they didn't leave him an inheritance. In fact, they left him a failing business, and he's $300,000 in debt. And even worse, as the conversation's going on, you reach over to his plate to try to get some of his home fries, and he knocks your hand away. And you realize, this is a guy who's not willing to share food with each other. And the more you talk, he talks about his past, and you learn that he played JV basketball, not varsity basketball while he was in high school. And at that point, you're like, I'm done. I am done with this guy. And as you're about to call the waitress, hey, check, please. This not so attractive gentleman who put his semen inside of you goes, oh, I'll have a second, a Bloody Mary. Thank you very much. And it's Friday. So you put two together. Oh, this guy's an alcoholic and you want nothing to do with him. Like, there's a reason. There is a reason why you think Jack was the perfect man for Rose during the Titanic. And the reason being is because we never got to see the two of them live together in the United States of America. He was only great because that's all we saw, Jack. If that movie was 4 hours longer, there were going to be some twists and turns that might be more tragic than the sinking of the Titanic. So maybe you should be thankful that this guy up and left after making love to each other. And all I gotta say is hopefully you're on birth control. And hopefully, for both of your sakes, neither of you left each other a parting STI gift. So, hey, the B-Man, I'm a positive guy. I try to look at the positive of everything. Your take, if I were you, my takeaway would be, damn, I got some bomb pussy. This guy, I made this guy quiver after a few pumps, and he was so embarrassed that he just up and left without even, kissing me on the cheek goodbye. Right? Like, damn, if a guy comes inside you in like 5 pumps, like, I'd be thrilled. Like, yeah, I got that bomb pussy. I got that pussy they talk about on the streets. So, I mean, hey man, this is what millennials, this is hookup culture. This is what millennials gave up marriage and families for, is to have these one-night stands that make you feel icky and have to shower it off. But, you can't shower off those thoughts or those, pregnancies. I don't know. All I'm saying is, hey, I don't know. Is this what all the babes want? Like, you go out to a bar, you hook up with a hot guy, you get to bring him home, you got the fuck, like, yeah. So he wasn't a super romantic guy. But if you want the romance and you want to hold hands in public, like, I don't know, maybe learn his last name. Maybe learn a bit about the guy before you do the nasty and the raw. But hey, you're the type of person we like here at Verbal Graffiti. So hey, tip of my penis to you. And seems like you let a lot of people tip their penis in you. But which we cheer on here at Verbal Graffiti. Okay, speaking of tipping penis and things, let's continue reading A Salesman's Wife by the author John Lawrence. We are nearing the end of this book. We are now atop of page 179er, okay? I want to fuck you so bad, honey, he cried out in hot pleasure. I want to fuck you so bad. Then do it. Oh, fuck me good, Alan. Alan was stunned and elated to hear her words. She had never spoken so open before, never encouraged him so torridly in their sexual play. At that moment, he was sure she was open and free at last, despite the heartache they had endured. Arching perfectly over her, his body rippled with sensuality. He began to move slowly in and out of her clutching pussy, his rock-hard penis moving snugly against the wet, tight walls of her cunt. He was shaken with excruciating delight as his ruddy tool slid along her warm, familiar canal. Teasingly, he pulled out so that only the tip concealed in the throbbing furrow. Then, with a guttural groan, he plunged in again, deeply, as Pamela mooled in pleasure. pulling her legs and wrapping them around his back, giving him full, total access to her warmly seeping pussy. He moved in and out of her, increasing his tempo as he went, and Pamela began to swing her pelvis back and forth in perfect rhythm to his strokes, her vaginal walls clutching hungrily at his lewdly pumping ramrod. Every muscle in her body was shimmering with delight. She was radiantly alive, deliriously happy. How wonderful, she mused. How wonderful this is. Why didn't I realize it before? Why was I so afraid? In that moment, she realized that she had broken through at last from the restrictive bonds of her days at boarding school. She was liberated, eager to be the warm, loving wife Alan always wanted. In the back of her mind, she forgave the Carlsbergs for their cruel deceptions, for she understood that the bizarre therapy, horrible though it was, actually did make her stronger, more loving, unafraid of sex. "Alan," she groaned, "fuck me good. Ram it into me." Alan was completely exultant now, for he was experiencing the most fantastic excitement he ever thought possible with his wife. He felt even more strong and powerful than he had with Stella and Mavis, because the sensual, writhing female beneath him was his own luscious wife. Their torrid passion was combined with the sweetest of love that made their lovemaking extraordinary beyond his wildest dreams. He drove himself into her frenzy of excitement, eager to fuck this delightful child woman who was his wife, a succulent female who could be warm, tender, loving, or erotic and voluptuous by turns. She was all woman in one. She was his incredible, voluptuous wife. Go suck a fat one.